Good morning, everyone. As you can tell by the title of this video, I wanted to talk about why you need to go through everything you own at least once a year. Um, a little bit of a backstory here. One of my cousins told me that she remembered my mom going through her kitchen cabinets, taking everything out, wiping everything down, and decluttering. And she thought that was kind of odd because her mom never did that. And now her mother worked outside of the home, whereas my mom did not. So she probably didn't have a lot of time to do that kind of thing. And I remember their houses being pretty clean, I thought, but being a kid, I didn't really pay much attention to with whether or not there were levels of dust on things. So anyway, I thought this might be a good topic to get into. So if that is something that interests you, please keep watching and I'll see you at the end. Now I think I need to start with why do we need to go through everything we own at least once a year? And I guess first and foremost, the goal for all of our possessions is to assist us in living our best life. So we want everything to function however it's supposed to function. And that would be the number one goal. So my number one reason for going through everything at least once a year is to give everything a clean if it needs it. We all know what's in dust, right? We know it's made up of dead skin cells, in dirt, and environmental pollutants, and that's not good for us to be breathing in. Even if you do not have allergies, and nobody in your family does, it's not a good thing to be breathing that stuff in. And it also does help to deteriorate some fabrics, and it also can attract some pests, which can also damage our things, whether it's paper or fabric or whatever. So that is number one reason, clean. Now, following along the lines of health here, you may want to go through everything you own at least once a year to minimize your stress and anxiety. If you've got too much stuff, decluttering some things, getting rid of those things that you no longer need, want, love, use, can really help you in simplifying your life and reducing your stress. Now, a third reason you may want to go through everything you own at least once a year is money. And I'll go at this at a couple of different ends. If you're doing really well financially, you can be reminded how well you're doing and be grateful that you've been able to accumulate all the stuff that you've got, which I'm sure you still love and need and use, and that's wonderful. But on the other end, if you're not doing so well financially, maybe you want to have a look at that and say, well, let's get real with the situation. And you may have some impulse buys that you regret buying. Maybe you overspent so much money on some things that you shouldn't have. Also, everything that we buy has a cost beyond what we initially pay, because there's a maintenance cost to them. You have to take care of those things that you buy, and you have to store them as well. So the more stuff you have, the bigger space you need to put them in, right? So keep that in mind too. And conversely, you may find that there's a lot of things that you don't need anymore and you can sell them. Now, last year, I went through everything in my house, my garages, and my sheds, and, did my clean out. And I also decluttered all this stuff here and some stuff along the back table there as well. And my intention was to have a yard sale
in the fall, but then the weather didn't cooperate, so I'll be doing that in the spring. So there's actually 2 reasons you should go through everything you own at least once a year. And that is declutter and free up space, and also make some money if you want.
Now, there's a few other benefits for going through everything that you own at least once a year. And I would say, starting at the top, while you're going through everything and cleaning things out, you are also assessing at the same time whether or not you want to keep something or not. You may not go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to declutter things, but as you're doing it, you might think, oh, well, I haven't used this thing in 5 years. Why am I hanging on to it? I understand a lot about hanging on to sentimental things, but I like to keep things that are also functional for me. But having said that, even things that are not really serving a functional purpose are serving you on an emotional level. And unless you really don't have any space for anything at all like that, I think it's okay to have some totally useless sentimental stuff, okay? So you have to figure out what's right for you. So I'm just putting it out there that, I'm not saying you have to get rid of everything. Oh, and another side benefit, and I'll show you in some of my clean out stuff what I found. You might find some things that need to be repaired. So you can add that to your list, or you can just go ahead and do it right away if it's a quick fix. These are all things that go along with maintaining your stuff. You may not be aware that something needs fixing until you go to clean it out.
Here is another reason why you should go through everything you own at least once a year. You see that screw there? It's come loose. I would not have noticed that if I hadn't taken everything out to wash it down. And I might have noticed that this was getting a little bit loose at some point, but who knows? Maybe not. So I am just going to tighten that up now and start putting things back. One reason why you should go through everything you own at least once is to remind yourself what you have. Now, especially in storage areas where you are not accessing your things all the time, you may forget what you actually own and then go and buy something similar because you forgot you already owned it. Anybody done that? It can kind of prompt you to remember to try and use them if you still want to keep them, or you can let them go. I've got this little can strainer thing that I forgot all about. It does fit on the bigger cans, so I'm going to keep it a bit longer and see if I actually end up reaching for that. And I also have this little tea bag holder thing, so I might actually be able to use that since I've been drinking a lot more tea lately. And I have been trying to reuse my tea bags so I get at least 2 cups of tea out of one bag. So having that handy would actually probably be a good thing if I remember that I've got it. So that is that. So these are all the things I decided I am going to declutter out of this cabinet. I have this barbecue fork. I've had it now for like 3 years. Never used it. So I'm going to move this and some of these other things down to one of my guest suites. I'll see what they've got and what they need. This can opener is an extra one. I don't think it is a bad thing to have duplicates of things if you're actually using them, or if you know you're going to go through them quickly, because for a while there I was going through can openers like crazy, and then I realized they got really worn out fast by going in the dishwasher, so I just hand wash them and they last a long time. So I have another can opener in here, right there. So I'm going to start using that one, and I'm going to let this one go into the guest suite and get rid of the one that's in there that's not as good quality. And here's another good reason for going through things. I don't know if you can tell, but this is really starting to get rusty. So I think that one needs to go in the metal salvage. So there's that. These little bowl things with the lids, I never use. So I don't know if I should put them in the guest suite or if I should just put them in the yard sale. Anyway, I'll figure that out. So that's it for this cupboard.
That brings me to another benefit, which is, you may have some dreams and goals rekindled by going through your items and decide that you want to go ahead and make time to do something that you have put off. And when I was going through my scrapbooking supplies, I did declutter some, but I kept some of it because I remembered there's a couple of projects I still want to do. It's on my bucket list before I die. I want to be able to do this for my kids and my grandkids. So you might want to pick up a sport or travel somewhere or do something that you haven't had the time or the money to do. So that can help you clarify what your goals are when you're going through all your stuff. Now, you may just have a little apartment and you can go through everything you own fairly quickly. But if you are like me and you've been around for a while and you've had decades, and I mean decades, to accumulate and acquire things, you can't just do it all at once, right? So I would say break it down into small, easy sections. Last year when I went through everything in my house and my garages and my sheds and my storage rooms, it took me the whole year. So, but I did go through everything. I got to reassess everything at least once. I touched everything at least once. So I was able to figure out, this paint's no good. I got to throw it out now. Or this item is not doing me any good. I haven't used it in 5 years. Or, you know what, this is brand new and I've never used it. The tags are still on it. Maybe I can sell it and make some money, So I hope that gives you a little bit of encouragement that you can do it too. It might take you the whole year, but go through everything you own at least once.
Now my Christmas decorations and my Christmas tree are kept down here. I usually go through them the beginning of the season as I get things out to decorate with, and also at the end of the season I take stock of everything that I have, the things I have used, the things I haven't used, and if I can get rid of anything else that I don't need anymore, I will do that then.
Now, if you have stayed to the end of the video here, thank you so much for watching. It really does help my channel out. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to have you. And I will see you in the next one.